aspirations, and then finally, what are your hopes? If we had time, we could deal in this. But you also hope for something. You know that there is, that the fears are not going to keep you from experiencing the blessing and the promises of Jesus. So you kind of take the step anyway, even when you're afraid. I'm going to into the earth, globalization, and people all move. This is the final phase of the sort of the final piece of this. The ends of the earth, globalization, people move. We've left the disciples pre-Pentecost, looking out of Jerusalem, being told that they're going to go there. It doesn't say, please go there. It says, as you go there, you will be my witness. Remember, by going there, they are being witnesses already. So we're going to trace that story just a little bit and then come to another piece of it. The ends of the earth begin at the shores of the sea. This is in Israel today. If anybody's been to Caesarea on the sea, Caesarea Maritima, you have. Anybody else been to Israel? And you probably saw the ruins of this. It is an artist rendition. You saw Herod's palace out here. You saw the theater, which is still there. You saw the hippodrome where they raced chariots, and you saw the foundation of a pagan temple above the harbor. Incidentally, this is a Roman city in every way. Every Roman harbor has a temple that you offer sacrifices to, either at the water's edge and almost always above the highest mountain. So you not only, if you're Jewish, you're not going to offer the sacrifices before and after the trip, but you're sure going to see the demonstration of the success of Rome in its promotion of its God's system to all travelers all the time. Okay, so they're advertising Rome. This is in Israel. This exists in Jesus' time. This is built by Herod the Great before Jesus was born. Yeah. And aqueducts, city walls, hippo-style grid system, lighthouse like we saw, only this one fell down. Okay, ends of the earth begin there, and nobody wants to go there. There's no Jewish synagogue in Caesarea. Woo! Rome has come clear here to us, and those walls are good because at least maybe keep our people out and their people there, maybe. Okay. Ports such as Caesarea are the gateways to the rest of the world. First several chapters of Acts bring the action to these gateways to the world. CPG, you may have not thought about this, but the movement is now toward the sea, because the ports are where you leave from to go to Rome or to go to Washington, D.C. You could get on a boat leaving Caesarea and sail all the way to Washington, D.C. or Rio de Janeiro or Helsinki, I think. You could go anywhere in the world from any place by boat if it's at any other seaport. Okay, whoa, that's scary because not only can you go there, they can come to you. So you're not safe there from the world. Therefore, you build your walled cities up in the mountains like Jerusalem. Makes total sense. Geography of separation. We as a church struggle with this issue all the time. Are we safe from the world? Do we go toward it? Do we retreat from it? Do we interact? Whoa. And we are always dealing with this issue because Jesus started it. He didn't let us think that faith can be exercised in safety. It's to be exercised in challenge and vulnerability, and it can kill you. But that's Jesus' good news, because you don't need to fear that and have your life run by fear and retreat. Okay, first several chapters, Gateway, Antioch, Caesarea, Joppa, Gaza. You know the stories. The dramatic shift from land to sea with the inevitable cross-cultural social encounter is described in Acts. So we got a little map here. Philip starts first. He goes up to Samaria from Jerusalem. Okay, that's Samaria. That was less scary. But then, immediately turns around and the Spirit takes him down to Gaza, which is one of those seaports, the road to it. All of the foreign people go up and down that seacoast. The road goes right here. So if you come into any of these cities, you're connecting with Egypt and Mesopotamia. We're traveling through. You are in other places too, but that in particular. So we know that story. That's a first. And then we get Peter. Peter in Acts 10, which is now starting the shift. Peter the fisherman goes down to Joppa. What's he doing in Joppa? We don't know, but he's down there, a place where Jews don't like very much because it's right on that marginal, liminal area between, pagan and Jewish confrontation and collaboration and compromise. There's all kinds of things happen in these port cities. But he's down there for some reason, sitting on the roof. He gets the vision to go to Caesarea, another one, where Rome is stationed with its power and might, and that's why the centurion is there, because that's their headquarters of rule. Pontius Pilate and Herod rule from Caesarea. They just go occasionally to other places, like they build palaces. Herod builds palaces everywhere, visits them maybe once or twice in his life, and the rest of the time he stays a little closer to home. Caesarea, Joppa. Look at that story for one moment because I like this. Okay, black screen. Peter's on the roof, fisherman. He knows what boats look like. He could sit there on the roof and he can look out, and after a while he sees a little speck on the horizon. He looks close and there's a sail of a ship coming out of the water, it looks like. Wow, that worked like that in the Sea of Galilee. What is going on here? Maybe the world is round. I don't know what he's thinking. But yeah, you see these stuff come up over the horizon. Looks closer. When it comes in, looks closer. Says, what kind of ship is that? Whoa, that's a merchant ship. Wonder what it's bringing. Oh, crap. It's probably bringing all kinds of bad stuff. Okay. Pigs or something. Yeah. Philistines actually butchered and ate dogs. There's a whole story behind it. They found the butcher shops with bones of dogs in them, with little knife nicks in their bone. Oh, okay, fillet of dog. Talk about unclean. So he's sitting there thinking about all this stuff. Okay, and then watch this. Here we go. He's sitting there watching the sail come up. All of a sudden, down from heaven comes a sheet. Does that fit the description? Maybe? We usually think of it as kind of like having how many corners? 4 corners. How many corners did first century boats have on their sails? 3 or 4? 3. Did you say 4?
I said I don't know.
Well, I saw 5.
4.
4!
4.
Almost all ships in the first century are 4 square rigged, 4 corners. So here's a sheet coming. Okay, sheet with 4 corners. Luke knows what he's talking about. Luke is a sea person. He is not a Jew, probably. He's a Gentile who knows ship travel because he is Greek. And he describes these kind of things in technical language that none of the other gospel writers use. He knows Greek names for Greek ships. So when he says a sheet coming down, are like landlubber theologians. Oh, sheet. Okay, yeah, bed sheet. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. That the word, the Greek word is better translated. The first translation is a billowing cloth, generally used for sail, a billowing sail. Let's just, And it's not coming up over the horizon. It's coming from, where's it come from? And does it have unclean stuff in it? Yes, it does. Whoa! Peter's mind is being totally blown here now. Huh? What? Okay, so, this got to be from the devil, he thinks to himself, even though the voice says, arise, pillar, Peter, kill and eat. Not going to do that. Because okay, let's just see what he's thinking in his head. Yeah, that's what he's thinking. He sees that. He recognizes a sail when he sees it. He knows what it's bringing. He probably shipped enough unclean fish himself to know that in that ship is going to be unclean stuff. But what's mind-boggling is that it's coming from heaven. Can you hear me? I'm yelling because I can't hear myself. I think I'm making noise, but I'm not sure. I can kind of hear it in my head here. So it's mind-boggling. Well, wait a minute. Where's rise come? No. Do it? No. What I have called clean. This is a theological conundrum, but it's also cross-cultural, social, everything mixed in. It shatters the assumption